Check, check. Mic check. Check 1, 2. I just want to make sure all the technology is working. I'm not a pro at this. And the husband's not here to help me out. So if it's all coming through, am I coming in clear? Am I coming in clear? Name that movie. Name that movie in the comments if you can hear me. I did a movie quote last night around dinner time to Dave, and he didn't know what I was saying, and I was so disappointed. I was so disappointed. It was from Edward Scissorhands. You guys remember? Do you remember that movie? He said he'd only seen it one time in his whole life. What? Edward Scissorhands. Can I get an amen on the Edward Scissorhands? No? Yes? What do we think? Yeah, exactly. Willy Wonka, the TV kid. Good, good. I'm glad to know I'm coming in clear. I hope the mic volume is good. Like I said, I set this up myself today. So who's to say how that's gonna go? I'm super excited to spend today with you. I'm glad that you were able to hang out with me today. I know it's a holiday weekend for those in the United States. If you're not in the United States, give me a shout out in the chat. Let us know where you're joining from. But in the States, it's Memorial Day weekend. Like the kids are getting out of school. And usually it's like barbecue, outside time, family time. But for me, let's do a quick weather check. It's 54 degrees Fahrenheit outside. It's pretty chilly. Yesterday was 40 degrees, overcast and windy and rainy. So winning. Anyway, if you're in the US, happy holiday weekend. Also, I have a touch of a sore throat. And when I say a touch, I mean a lot of a sore throat. So if I sound a little scratchy or something, I apologize. If you see me take a swig from my vitamin C water, I'm just trying to like beat it in the face before it gets too bad. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I'm really excited to share all of the content tips. What am I going to call it? All the tip in today's video. I even tried to make a like slideshow presentation. We'll see how that works because I don't know how to do it, but we're just going to try it. These are the top 10 hacks, tips, things I changed in my life that changed my life. So when I was in my 20s, I was kind of a moron, right? And I cared a lot about things that didn't matter. What is going on with my hair? I'm like looking in the camera and it's all nuts. And now that I'm in my 40s, I'm like, oh, maybe I'm figuring it out a little. So if you want to figure it out, I'm here to help you figure it out. I don't have it all figured out, but I have parts, small parts figured out. So we're going to go through it together. Of course, I will be answering your questions kind of as we go. And then at the end, we'll do like a full Q&A at the end. So are you ready? Are you ready to get started? Let's see if I can figure this out. Can we do it? What TV show is that? Backyardigans? Can we do it? Yes, we can. Do you remember that? You know, when your kids were small and you had to watch the little TV shows? Okay, let's see if I can do this. What do I click? What do I click? Here we go. Let's try. Oh, what? I was able to do the presenter. Oh, it's Bob the Builder. Yes, exactly. I don't know what the kids' TV shows are right now. I've heard something about Bluey. I don't know what that is. But when my kids were small, it was, this is Bob the Builder, Backyardigans. There was something with pets. Do you remember the pets one? No? Yes? I don't know. Okay, here we go. This is tip number 1. Let's kick it off with tip number 1. Take care of your body. That's going to sound like dumb and basic, but what I mean by take care of your body is specifically sleep. You guys, sleep is one of the most underrated things that you can do to change your life in one day. One day. So I've been doing a ton of research over the last, I don't know, 5 years on a bunch of different stuff, excuse me, to help with mental health and physical health and help you better with your relationships. You're sleeping right now. And sleep is unmatched. There's a book called Why We Sleep, and it talks a lot about the power of it. So this is super, super interesting. You know those people that are like, "Oh, I only need 6 hours of sleep." That's actually it's so rare to meet someone like that. For most women, I'm assuming the majority of this audience is women because I look at my analytics, you guys, the majority of my audience is women. It's like 90% women. So for women, did you know that women need between 8 to 10 hours of sleep a night? 8 to 10. And that's to function at like peak level. So there's so many studies about the power of sleep, the health benefits, and I mean very specific health benefits. Like if you consistently get lower sleep, you have higher cortisol levels, you turn into pre-diabetic. Are any of you guys pre-diabetic or insulin resistance? If you change your sleep habits, almost all of the time that goes away. Isn't that fascinating? Done these whole studies where they've taken like really, really healthy people and they've sleep deprived them. And within 1 week, they were pre-diabetic and diabetic in 1 week, strictly from lack of sleep. It was the only life change they made to these people. I cannot talk about sleep enough. And I could go down a whole rabbit hole on hacks to sleep better, but there's also like podcasts that have talked about this also. So I don't want to be super repetitive, but I just want to say, if you want to change your life today, change your sleep, like get more of it. I was going to say one more thing about that, and I can't remember what it is. Oh, I remember. So on my videos, people are like, what are you on? What are you on? Like, what are you taking? I'm assuming that they're talking that I'm on some kind of drug. And I'm like, I'm on 10 hours of sleep, you guys. 9 to 10 hours of sleep. That's what I'm on. It feels physically so good. Wow. Do you see the shadows changing? There must be clouds outside. I'm kind of in front of a window and the light keeps changing. I'm so sorry about that. I was trying not to turn on like artificial lights today. It doesn't seem to be working. Just checking the comments real quick. Okay. How do I go to the next slide? That's the question. Oh my gosh, I did it. Okay. This is particularly for women because, and let me explain it. Because women in general are people pleasers. In general, not always, but a lot of the time. I'm seeing some questions come in that I kind of want to answer, but maybe should I answer the questions now, the sleep questions before I go on? Maybe we'll answer the sleep questions. Okay. Melissa, oh, I think I can put this on the screen. Can I do it? Oh, look. Oh my gosh. Oh, I am figuring out technology. Okay. How do you practically get 9 to 10 hours with teenagers? So first of all, it's really hard. I have never struggled with my sleep so badly than when I have had teenagers. That's very, very true. I'm the one waiting for them to come home at night. Like I cannot go to bed when I know they're driving home and I want to make sure they're home safely. Like I'm not the mom that's calling them all the time. That's like, are you safe? But I do wait up until they get home. What's great is my husband's an early riser no matter what. No matter what. If he goes to bed at midnight, he'll get up at 6. If he goes to bed at 9 p.m., he'll get up at 5. Like it doesn't matter when he goes to bed, he gets up early. So what we've done for the teenager stage is he does the early morning stuff and I do the at night stuff. So right now, I do not get up early. I don't. And remember, my youngest is 12 and moving up into 7th grade next year. I don't have little kids anymore. I don't have little babies anymore. So he goes to sleep and he gets up early So he's doing like, my kids are old enough that they can get themselves ready for school. You know what I'm saying? Like, they all have their own alarms. They make their own breakfast. They make their own lunch. They get themselves to the bus stop. I do very, very little in that way now because they're so much older now. They don't need me to do that for them at this stage. So I'm the wait up. I do stay up later and sleep in later. That's how I do it right now. I don't love it, but it's the stage I'm at. We got to figure out how to make it work. So is any last questions? Okay, I actually like this one. You make your teenagers go to sleep when you do. That's what we do in our house. This is true. The teenagers need almost more sleep than they will ever need in the rest of their life because their brain's still developing quite a bit. So I know they don't want to. Listen, I have 4 teenagers. I know they don't want to go to sleep. They do not. However, they need it. They need it. They study better. They're friendlier. They're more helpful. It's just like, it's life-changing for the teenagers also. Um, and then I'm not a medical expert, so as far as sleep apnea goes, I would probably go do a sleep study and talk to a professional about that because I have no idea. Okay, let's move on to number 2. Everybody else can be a grown-up. So there's 2 sides to this, and I'm always, I don't want to say at war with my husband, but kind of at war with my husband about this topic. And what I mean by that is I don't take other people's issues on my shoulders. How about that? I'll give you an example. When I was first married, my parents are divorced, my husband's were not. And I was aware that it was going to take me 2 holidays to see my entire family, like my dad and then my mom. Okay. So that would be like Christmas and New Year's. And then Dave's family, it would only take 1 holiday to see his family. Okay. So it felt unfair to me. And I was, excuse me, for those just joining, I have a little bit of a like really sore throat today. So sorry for the throat clearing. And I kind of took the parents' feelings upon myself because I didn't want anyone else's feelings to be hurt, but I didn't know how else to handle it. Yes, I can make myself larger. I can hide that better. I didn't know you wanted my face that big. Yikes. Anyway, so I was very aware of other people's feelings and like it didn't feel fair and I wasn't sure how to move forward. And I was in my 20s and I didn't really know how to handle this stuff. So I got some advice, and this is the advice I'm sharing with you right now because I thought it was brilliant. The advice was make the best decision that you can for your immediate family. So this is like you and your spouse, your partner, your children, okay? What's best for your family, and then everybody else can be a grown-up. Everybody else can be a grown-up. If they choose to not be a grown-up, that's not on me. And that's not on you. So my point is, if someone else chooses to behave immaturely when you've done your best to like be fair and clear, and I'm saying we're not a jerk either. Like, we're being kind. We're doing the best we can. And we can have clear communication and be like, hey, I would love to. It's not going to work out this time. I'll give you an example for the future. I'll tell you right now. Next summer, my husband and I are going to pick up my daughter from her trip. Okay. The dates that it is looking like will be June-ish. Okay. June-ish. My husband's family always does a family reunion trip in June. I guarantee that the dates will overlap. I guarantee it. I already know. And what I'm going to have to say, well, I'm not going to say it. Dave's going to say it because it's his family, is he's going to have to say, we won't make it this year because we don't really get to choose the dates, like the dates are the dates. We're not going to be able to make it because we already have something. And it's not that we're being like, I don't want to come to that. We're not doing that. It's just not going to work. And if someone else, I'm not saying their feelings are going to get hurt, but if someone's feelings will get hurt, like that's not our fault. It just didn't work. We're not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. So that's my point. Everybody else can be a grown up. And if they choose not to be a grown up, that's not on you and that's not on me. That one tip has like really changed my life. It has taken away a lot of my guilt over decisions as you navigate in-laws and other people and situations like that. Okay, let's do the next one. Any questions before we move on? While I wait for questions, let's take a sip of my immunity vitamin C. Okie doke. Okay, so that was number 2. Number 3, marriage fights. Marriage fights. Isn't this a lovely family picture that I put on this one? And then I won't leave it up for too long. Marriage fights. Just looking through the comments real quick. Marriage fights. Do. Listen, I know it looks like my husband and I have the perfect marriage. And we pretty much do. But I'm not going to lie to you. It takes a lot of work, a lot of communication skills, a lot of listening. And when we were in our 20s, we were really bad at that. Really, really bad. And when you transition newly into being married, you're testing it and your feelings get hurt and you don't know how to say things. And my mom gave me the best advice, the best, like on my wedding day, basically. She pulled me to the side, like at our reception, pulled me to the side. And she was like, listen, I know that there's some tension in a marriage as you learn to build a life together. She was like, any disagreements you have with Dave, any arguments, don't ever tell me about them. And I was like, oh. And she was like, do not complain to me. Do not complain to your friends. Because what's going to happen is the people you're venting to are not part of the problem resolving. They're not there when you see someone's humility comes out and they don't see the apology and they don't see the makeup and all they see are, oh, he treats her like this. He said this to her. They're not part of the solution. And it will destroy your spouse's relationship with everybody else in your life. Do not do that. And what Dave and I decided when we got married is we would also not be part of the spouse bashing with our friends. Not ever. I've been in a few situations where that does happen and it's very uncomfortable. Because if I had found out that Dave was hanging out with his friends and he was saying bad things about me, oh my gosh, wouldn't that just crush your soul? Your spouse should be the cheerleader, like your biggest cheerleader, no matter what. Yeah, you're not going to do it right. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. You're going to mess up a lot, but they should be your biggest supporter to everyone all the time. That was amazing advice from my mom to me. And I have seen that play out in a positive way over the last 20 years. My husband and I will have been married for 21 years this year. I'm almost, not yet, almost been married longer than I was single. What? What is happening? Okay, I'm just going to run through the questions, see if there's any questions real quick. I wish I had a tissue for my nose. Darn. Yeah, I just got a little bit of a cold going on. I don't think I've had a cold in like a year. Like, I haven't had a cold in like a year. What? It's just Dave had a cold like a week ago, so I'm sure I got it from him. Darn him. Okay. Can I tell you guys something that I'm very excited about that I think is going to be amazing? Do you want to hear it? Do you? Let me just take a sip real quick. If my energy level feels a little low, I'm blaming the cold, okay? I just feel a little, like, I just feel a little sluggish, like in my brain. My brain feels a little sluggish today. Little sluggish. Ooh, you know what? I'm going to pop this one up here. I've saved $500 a month because of you. I am so excited about that, which leads exactly into what I'm talking about. Let me see if I can find it. I'm so bad at this. Oh, no, I didn't. No, where is it? I can't find it. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll just tell you instead of showing you the. I have the picture later, but I must have hidden it somewhere. Oh my gosh. Okay, here's the deal. She saved $500 a month. I I have a desire to help you guys more one-on-one, but realistically with my time that doesn't make a lot of sense. So what I am doing is I am kicking off a membership group where we together can manage our households from a financial aspect, um, like more one-on-one. Obviously, it's a group, so there will be more than one person, but um, it's going to be a lot more like this, like a whole lot more. So more casual, a lot less people. Instead of 50,000 people watching a video, it's going to be like 200 people, a lot more chatting, a lot more one-on-one Q&A stuff. So I do have, I hope I did it right. In the description box, I do have a sign up for the launch. So I'm letting you know that there's a waiting list to get in right now. It's not launched yet. It will be launching here in just a couple weeks. So we're going to kick it off in the kitchen, obviously, because I think groceries and food, you can save the most amount of money. We're going to do meal planning. We're going to do cooking. We're going to do pantry clean outs. And you guys, just like this, you will save hundreds of dollars a month, hundreds of dollars. And you get to hang out, like we get to hang out more like this. So I'm super excited about it. Wanted to let you know about that coming up. Ooh, let's see if I can share. Ooh, yes. I'm going to share this in the comments or the chat. The chat? Comments, chat, what? This is the waiting list sign up. If you are interested in saving a whole lot of money. If you want to save hundreds of dollars a month, I can help you do it. Very confident. Okie doke. Let's move to the next one, which is be uncomfortable. What the heck does that mean? I'm so glad you asked. This picture is taken from my husband's YouTube channel. He just posted on this 9.5-hour mountain bike race that we did. Be uncomfortable, you guys. Nothing that is worth doing is easy. Nothing. You do not grow if you do not challenge yourself. I don't want to be uncomfortable. I know it's freaking hard. It's really freaking hard. But you have to. You have to. When you are out there doing something new and scary and you're bad at it, that's when you feel alive. That's when you feel alive. That's when your brain is firing and your body's adapting. Why in the world do we climb mountains? Why do I climb mountains? I don't climb mountains to get to the top of the mountain. I don't do hard things so I can say, oh, look at this thing I accomplished. Although Instagram would tell you otherwise, You do it because there's more hard stuff coming. And the next time something hard comes, you're that much stronger. That much stronger. You climb the mountain so you can be stronger for the next mountain. And you're not going to be able to do it at all if you're not uncomfortable. That's what makes it exciting. I like this comment right here. Embrace the stomach butterflies. You know that feeling when you go into a new situation and your stomach's like, yeah, the stomach butterflies. It's swirl. You kind of feel like you're going to throw up a little bit. Your face is a little red. You're a little sweaty. Your heart rate's up. That is not anxiety. It isn't. That is anticipation. That is excitement. That's a little bit of unsurety because it's new, but we're going to be okay. You're going to survive. You're going to do it. You have to be uncomfortable. The best things I have ever done in my life were when I forced myself to do new things really badly. Really badly. You're gonna be bad at this stuff when you're new at it. If you haven't exercised in 20 years and you want to go exercise, guess what? That first day's probably gonna suck. It's gonna suck. It is. But the second day is gonna be a little easier. And then a week in, you're gonna be like, oh, this actually is not as bad as I thought. Not as bad. Yeah, I like this one too. You're just going to have to do it scared. That's okay. Those are okay feelings to have. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to be uncomfortable. It's what makes us resilient and stronger. And then you can influence the people around you for good. Okay, let's go to the next one. Do I have a next one? Oh my gosh, I wish I had known this when I was 20, when I was a teenager. Oh my word. When I was a teenager, I wish I knew this. This is the truth. Nobody cares about what you're doing. When you're a teenager and you go to the middle school and the junior high and the high school, and you care so much about your clothes and like, what are people talking about you and things like that. The truth is, they're so worried about themselves. They're not really thinking about you. I didn't know that in my 20s either. I didn't know that. I started running when I was 28. I was not a runner before I was 28, not at all. I did whatever I could to avoid it. And I started and I cared so much about my times, about how fast I was running because I was very average. I worked really, really hard to be average, very middle of the pack, not a great runner, like based on, Olympian times and like competitive runner times. Not competitive, not really. And I cared. Oh my gosh, I cared. I cared so much. I would go run a 5K and push my heart rate up to like 193 for the entirety of the 5K. If you've never had your heart rate read at 193, let me just tell you, that's vomit-inducing levels of heart rate. That's vomit and pass out and have a stroke. That's what that is. I know how to push. I know how to work hard. And no one cares. Literally no one cares. If I ran a 5K and I was like working my butt off, and I finished in 45 minutes, which people do. 45 minutes for me is about a walking pace. I could walk a 5K in 45 minutes. So let's say I was running and I finished in 45 minutes and I threw up and I felt bad and I came home and I told my husband that I ran the 5K in 45 minutes. He'd be like, okay, great. What are we doing later? And this is someone who like cares about me and loves me. He does not care. He does not care. He doesn't care. We're the only ones that care. This is so true. Lindy right here. The only person judging you is you. What I've done in the meantime is I've taken down the intensity of my workouts so I'm not at puke pass out levels. And guess what? I've had a whole lot more fun. It's more fun when you don't feel like you're going to die. Just saying. Just saying. When you don't feel like you're going to die because you care so much what other people think of your times, you have a lot more fun. So just realize that nobody cares what you're doing. You're going to have a whole lot more fun. I'm pro fun. That's my goal in life. Find the fun. Okay. Looks like we have some new people coming in. Hello, how are you? Happy holiday weekend. Does anyone have any fun plans for the weekend? Our weather here is like for Memorial Day weekend. So we're like, my kids are out of school today. Like today's their last day of school for the summer. For the summer. And I'm like, okay, well, brand new schedule. Brand new schedule. Oh, speaking of summer, guess what I have for you? I had a great time putting this together. Can I find it? Oh my gosh, technology. Why? Why is it? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Check it. Check it. I had a great time putting this list together for you guys because summer kicks off for us today. Maybe tomorrow because they did go this morning. Today, I have over 50 summer family fun ideas that are free and or very inexpensive. This is a total free download for you guys. So if I set up the description box correctly, it will be in the description box. And then also here is a link right here in the chat. This is totally free, just free printable. So I put the content together and then I handed it to Dave because he's better at design than me. And I was like, here, can you put this in a printable? Because I'm not good at this stuff. And then he showed me the first draft and I was like, these colors are so ugly. Can you please redo it? So these are the updated colors. I really love teal and red. It's kind of pink, isn't it? Teal and red. Anyway, I am such a butt. Can I just tell you, he is a saint of a man for putting up with me. I think if he ever had an accident or something, I would never find a man that would put up with me the way that he does. He is going straight to heaven. I'm telling you, because he did all this nice work for me. And I was like, the colors are ugly. I'm literally the worst. The worst. So here you guys go. Summer activities. I made it kind of a checklist. You could like check things off as you do them. Sometimes summer can be just a lot with all the kids like in your face. You know what it's like to have 4 kids? It feels like being pecked to death by chickens. That's what it feels like, in case you don't have 4 kids. So this is a super interesting comment right here. Cutting streaming services, that's your only fun outlet. So I keep the 4 I have. So here's an idea. Cut it to 2. Cut it to 2. And just see. Here's what's so fascinating is if you just make it not an option, you actually find other stuff. I'm telling you, when we cut all the streaming back in January, I swear my kids did not notice. They did not notice. They just don't. And I will admit, we're not really a video game family. Like, we don't have video games. I don't give my kids smartphones. And I know I do it differently than most. I know that. So it's not something we gravitate towards all the time anyway. And this is coming from someone who loves TV and movies. I love TV and movies. I love them. But we have a DVD player still. You can pick up free ones at the library. You just use the free on YouTube. You know, if you go to movies and TV on that left-hand side of the YouTube homepage, and then it'll say like free. They just have like free content. There's free content everywhere. And I didn't say I didn't watch movies anymore. I just said I'm not paying for all of them. And I didn't want so many options. The options, it's just too much. It's just too much. I apologize for the throat clearing. I did take some Dayquil this morning, so I feel like that is helping a little bit. Okay, relaxing all weekend. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. Yeah, you can get this stuff for free. So if you haven't done Freebie, we've been doing Freebie. We've been watching Fringe. It's an excellent, highly underrated TV show. If you've never watched Fringe, it's like cop show meets X-Files, I guess, a little bit. But Freebie is kind of awesome. Sometimes we just run to the library and I'm like, okay, kids, go pick the movie that you want to watch. Or like my library has TV series also. I can, it's not rent because it's free, but I can check out all 15 seasons of Supernatural from the library. In fact, my son and I, my 17-year-old, we're watching Supernatural together right now. We're in season 5. What a great show. That's a great show. Okie doke. Should we go on to the next? Oh no. More slides, Christine. Good night. Here we go. Bow. Okay. This will change your life. Every single one of these tips will change your life. The whole point of this list is these are things that changed my life. So I feel repetitive when I keep saying that, but it's true. Okay, listen. The answer is you need to listen. Relationships are the #1 predictor of happiness in your life. The quality of your relationships. So, how do we do that better? And it's this. Being right or like winning a discussion or an argument is not the way to do this. If you're having an issue with your spouse, okay, and you're arguing, okay, like, but this is how I feel about it, but this is how I feel about it, just shut your mouth and hear what they are saying to you. Usually when people are saying something to you, they're telling you what they want you to hear. And a lot of the times we don't listen. My point is to listen. I have 4 teenagers. Parenting teenagers is my favorite stage of parenting. You ever have those people that are like, wait till they're teenagers. That's the worst. Like when you had small kids, if you have small kids, is that what you hear? You hear, just wait till they're teenagers. Like, do you hear that? I disagree with that 100%. Teenagers are amazing. All teenagers, they're amazing. I know all my kids' friends. I was just put in charge of the teen girls at church. So I have a group of 11 lovely ladies that I'm getting to know like over the last week. Over the last 2 years, I taught a teen Sunday school class at church for the high school seniors. So I got to know the seniors over the last couple of years. Is it Liza? I'll answer your question in just a second. Teenagers are the best. They're confused. They don't know how to do anything, okay? But their hearts are fantastic. They're such great kids. And when they're talking to you, if you find that your teenagers are not talking to you, it's because you're talking too much. Shut your yap and listen to their heart. It will change your life. Excuse me. You want to build relationships? Listen. Stop talking and listen. Listen to what they have to say. Can I tell you a quick story? Quick story. So a few weeks ago, I'll get to this slide a little bit later, but it's about pushing positivity into the world. And I wanted to use Instagram as a platform of positivity. So I did like a Q&A on my stories where I was like, what are you guys struggling with? You know, I'll give you some words of encouragement because sometimes we need that. And after answering the first 10, I couldn't read them anymore. I couldn't read the comments anymore because they were so sad, all the struggles. And what's interesting is doing what I do, it's a lot of me talking and you listening, okay? That's just the nature of what it is. But in that moment, as I was reading all these comments, and I don't know if you in this audience were in the Instagram comments answering that story, what occurred to me was by listening to you guys, I was hit deeply by the reality that everyone is going through something hard. And these were hard, really, really hard things. I'm not trying to get emotional on you, but I was hit very powerfully. Taylor, I didn't even post the sad ones. Because I couldn't keep it together. And I felt closer to you guys as my audience because I listened, and it helped me understand you better. And that's what you do with people in your real life, like with your kids and your friends and your spouse and your mother-in-law and your estranged sibling or whatever it is. Just listen. I think we're all flawed to some extent. And that's okay. We're not supposed to be perfect, but by listening to where someone else is coming from, you can understand them so much better and build a relationship. You know what I mean? Just listen. It is powerful. Just try and not make your point and listen to their point. It's kind of amazing. I'm trying to go up because there was a question and I lost it. This is yes, I have the Vapo Cool Severe. This is the best cold medicine I've ever had in my life. Oh, yeah, it's kind of awesome. Really, really awesome. So, oh no. Sarah, why? June 14th? Why? Oh no. I would quit. I'd homeschool. That is horrible. Okie dokie. Should we do the next one? One that's less serious. Here's the thing. These are all serious. These 10 tips, it's hard to pick a favorite, honestly. It really, really is. Okay, here we go. Is it a Chris Eaton video if we don't talk about money? Money, 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 money. Is that? No. It's, what's the theme song for that TV show? It's like, money, 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 money. Do you remember that? Do you remember that? It was awesome. Okay. You have to save. I'm sorry, that probably sounds like a bad word, a 4-letter word. You have to, it is a 4-letter word, save. Here's why. It gives you money for the future. Okay, this is just practical advice. It's practical. But here's the thing, is it also teaches you to live on less. Yes, it's till debt to us part. Yes, this was the TV show. Money, 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 money. What a great TV show. Wasn't that fun? I loved that TV show. That was like, I just binged all of it. It's all on YouTube for free. The quality is not great, but it is there. Okay, let's talk about the 50 30-20 rule when it comes to savings. So this is just percentages for the money that you have coming in. This is a great starting point. 50% of your take-home income should go towards expenses, okay? Things you have to have that you cannot get out of. So this is going to be your housing and your utilities and gas for your car and like things you have to pay for, health insurance, your cell phone bill, things like that. On some level, we can tweak these expenses a little, but essentially they are what they are. You're not going to do a lot to cut your water bill. You're not going to do a ton to cut your electric bill. You can do some to cut your like cell phone bill, but it is part of the thing, right? So let's say you make $2,000 a month. I'm just throwing out numbers. $1,000 a month is towards those. Okay. Next step, 30% of your take home goes towards your wants. Your wants. This is going to be going to the movies. I need my Starbucks run. I'm hesitant to throw pets under wants, but it is kind of a want. You don't have to have a pet. And pets are expensive. Okay, we could throw that in there. We could throw in going out to restaurants in there. We could possibly throw in grocery budget in there. Because you can do so many things to cut your grocery budget, you could throw grocery budget in there. And then the last one is the last 20% goes into savings across different things. This could be split between college savings, retirement savings, emergency fund savings, saving for a car, saving for a house, whatever your savings are, it will accumulate to 20%. Okay. So this means you do have to look at your budget. And if you don't have a budget, that means you really need to look at your expenses. This is a friend of mine. She listens to my videos like they're podcasts, kind of. And I don't know if it was a podcast she was listening to. Anyway, she called me and she was like, so Christina, I did what you said. And I pulled all my bank statements and I added up all the money I spent at Walmart for 1 month and totaled it. And it was $2,500 in 1 month at Walmart. Now, to be fair, in her life, it's fine. Her and her husband both work. Her 3 kids, all 3 of her kids are graduating high school right now and going off to college. And within their budget, it fits, right? They don't have debt, like it fits. But she was like, what did I even buy? Well, I can tell you what she bought because she spends a ton on food. So if her daughters are like, ooh, we would like dragon fruit. She's like, great, I'll buy 5 dragon fruit at $5 each, right? That's the kind of life she lives and it fits in her budget, so it's fine. But when you go through all the statements and you add everything up, it's really eye-opening. There's a lot of power in the facts. And then once you have the facts, you can tally if your spending is out of line or not out of line. If we save 50% or more, adversely, can you save too much? And should we have more funds? This is a super interesting question because I have found since we paid off our house, we bumped our savings significantly. So we probably save more than 50% now because our expenses are fairly low. And you can get to a point where you've done beans and rice and you've been tight for so long that, running for the orange dreamsicle limited edition Frosty at Wendy's is like too much of a splurge, even though it's $1. If you're saving more than 50% and you still do nothing, you need to do something. Here's a good way to do it. If your house is in order, I mean like your debt is gone, your house is paid off, college is taken care of, your retirement is like, it's looking great. You don't have to save for car replacements. Okay. I'm saying everything is done. Everything's finished. Take I don't know. Go on a date with your spouse or whoever if you're not married, and don't look at the prices and order everything, because you got to practice. You have to practice spending a little bit. This was incredibly difficult for me. Really, really hard. But when you're building the emergency fund and you're paying off your house and you're trying to set up retirement and you struggle and you struggle and you struggle. Well, guess what? I struggled for 18 years. The point is not to struggle your entire life. That's not the point. The point is to one day check the box and move on. Once you're done with the emergency fund, move on. Once you've paid off your house, move on. Once you've replaced your car, like maybe set up a small car replacement savings that's automated, move on. You got to move on. Once college is taken care of, move on. You got to do something else. So my husband and I did this year for Valentine's Day. Went to this like super expensive restaurant, and we don't drink alcohol, but we ordered mocktails. We didn't even I did not look at prices. We ordered mocktails and an appetizer, and we both got entrees and we both got dessert, and we left a hefty tip. And it goes a really, really long way into being like, this is okay to celebrate the years and years and years of winning with your finances, right? This is hilarious. Do they even sell pre-cut dragon fruit? I've never seen that. I've never seen that. Do you guys like dragon fruit? I've never had it. I've heard it's a bland kiwi is what it tastes like. Oh, man. I like this one. Who the heck has all that taken care of? That's a great question. The people who have been working their butts off for 20 years have this taken care of. It's kind of like climbing a mountain. When you look at the top, you're like, that's impossible. I don't see the path. There's no way a human can summit this mountain, okay? But if you look down, you can see like a couple of footsteps in the dirt where people have gone before you, and you're like, oh, okay, I can kind of see that I'm supposed to go this way, and you take a few steps because a few steps is okay. And you do that for 20 years, and then when you look up, you'll realize you're on top of the mountain. It does happen. It's slow. It takes forever. And then you're on top of the mountain, and then you can go order lobster deviled eggs as an appetizer and realize money does buy happiness. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Find the pre-cut dragon fruit. We don't really get dragon fruit where I live. We're too far north. Like I don't know. They don't do it. No, I'm not paying $5 for bland kiwi. Exactly. This is what I'm saying. The color of the wall behind me is agreeable gray. It's just so darn agreeable. You know what I love about it is it looks different in everyone's house. What's really interesting is in person, it reads more brown and tan than on camera. Anytime I show it on camera, it looks very, very gray. And then it like changes with the light. It goes with everything. It's kind of awesome. Okay. How do you not become triggered when you see people around you putting it all on credit cards? Interesting. Well, if I don't know them, it doesn't affect my life. It doesn't. Like I'm sad for them because they think, well, that's the whole point of this video, actually, is these are the tips I'm giving you today are the things that will really make you happy. And I think a lot of people think that buying things will make them happy, and it does not. The science has proven that it does not. So I feel like they've been lied to or misled, or maybe they just don't know. So I find that sad. Okay, let's move on. I lost what number we're on, but it's one of these numbers. The principle of just one. So if you find yourself sad for whatever reason. I had a hard time during COVID and post-COVID. I had an extremely hard time when my daughter left. If you didn't know, I almost cut off the end of my finger. So that was like 4 months of really, I was in a bad downward spiral when I cut my finger. Like, I'm sure you could tell in my videos, I was trying to smile and it was really challenging because I was in pain all of the time. All of the time. And I found it impossible to do a lot of stuff. So if you feel that way, if you feel like it's impossible or you can't just get it together, whatever the goal is, it doesn't matter what the goal is, okay? The principle of just one will move you one step forward, okay? So if it's exercise and you just cannot start, like you can't make it to the gym, you can't do it consistently, like whatever it is, okay? Give yourself permission for just 1 minute. 1 minute. The first week, it might even be as simple as put on the clothes. Just put on the workout clothes. But once you have it, throw those shoes on and go outside and walk for 1 minute and give yourself the permission to come back. That's all you're doing. 1 minute. And maybe the next week it's 1 block. And then the next week it's 1 mile. Okay. This could be bills. This could be financial. Just look at 1 bill and pay 1 bill. Just take 1 shower. Just load 1 dish. Just throw in 1 load of laundry. Just do 1. If everything you're looking at is overwhelming, scale it back and give yourself permission to do 1 thing. 1 minute, 1 thing. And what you'll notice, this is what happens, is when you start, you'll realize how capable you feel, how confident you feel, and you feel success, and it encourages you to keep going. It's super powerful. I throw in this picture on the right. I'm hoping it's your right. It's my right. with my friend Mo. Let me introduce you to my friend Mo. She's got her son right there on the bike with her. I bring her up because I'm going to talk about her a little bit later. Okay, here we go. People trump things. People are better than things. I don't know how else to say that. I'll tell you a story. Okay. Dave's grandmother, so not his mother, his paternal grandmother, cared a lot about stuff. And she was a difficult woman, okay? And when she went into a home, they put all of her things into storage from her house because her stuff mattered so much to her. And she was nearing the end and they went out and they took her with them to like divvy out the stuff to like the kids and the grandkids and the nieces and the nephews and the aunts and the uncles and all the people, right? And she had an extremely challenging time. Stuff can get replaced. Like it just doesn't matter. You know what I mean? People are what matters. When you have teenagers that learn to drive, they tend to get in wrecks. That's just the nature of it. They're not good at it. My son, when he got his driver's license, drove through our fence. He thought he was hovering over the brake, and he wasn't. He was hovering over the gas. So he drove through our fence and destroyed our fence. The car was kind of okay. Destroyed the fence. He is trying so hard not to cry because he knew he screwed up and clearly is an expensive mistake. And I think I was out of town, but Dave took a video and sent it to me. Dave is cracking up laughing. He's cracking up because it's just a fence. It's just a fence. It's just a car and it's just a fence. And he's fine. and no one was injured. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what that did for that kid to have your parent react that way? Instead of yelling at them for ruining the fence or whatever, obviously he feels bad already. You don't need to rub his face in it. He got to realize that the safety of himself was more important than a broken fence. Just give it some thought. Just give it some thought. People are awesome and no one wants your stuff. How about that? Oh, this is number 10. Number 10. Here we go. Number 10 is spread positivity. If you think something good about someone, you just have to say it. If you see that someone had their hair cut and you go up and you're like, oh, your haircut is so cute, that will make their freaking day. It will. It will make their day. I'm sharing these pictures with you because I wanted to introduce you to some people that I know that spread positivity. I'm also going to put my friend Mo in this category. Mo is the epitome of people trump everything else. She's an incredible athlete, my friend Mo. She's an amazing athlete. She played college soccer, amazing runner, great skier, fantastic technical descending mountain biker. But if she invites you to go with her to something, she will go as slow as humanly possible just to be with you and will not say a word about it and talk you up all the time and say, I had the most amazing time with you. She'll never, ever make you feel bad that you slowed her down because she does not care. She's incredibly positive. This girl in the yellow hat and the yellow pants, this is Geraldine. She is one of the most amazing people I know. She's hilarious. She's hilarious. Also an amazing athlete. She's always reading like books and listening to podcasts and sharing positive things with people and talking you up and cheering you on. The other girl in the black jacket is Dave's sister, Emily. Same deal. She's so chatty. She's so positive. If you call her, she's like, hey, what's going on? What are we talking about today? Right? These are the people. These are the people that you want. And the most important part is you can be these people. You can be these people. Okay? You can. If you think something good, just say it. Just say it. We live in a weird world of social media and video and highlight reels and also an interesting world of canceling and reactions and roasting and critique when we don't know the whole story. And I think we need a whole lot more positivity, a whole lot more, way, way more. So be that person. Anything you see or feel that is good, say it. It's doing no good, like staying inside of you. Just share it with everybody. Okay. You guys want a recap. As I go to the recap, for those that came in late, if you have any questions, we can do Q&A now. Okay, here we go. Here's the recap. Take care of your body, aka sleep. You need way more sleep than you think. Way more. Number 2, make decisions that are best for your family in a mature way. And then everyone else can be a grown-up about it. And if they choose not to be, that's not on you. You don't have to take someone else's immaturity on you. No guilt. When you are in a relationship with someone, do not spouse bash. Do not vent to your mom or your sister about any arguments. It will not be good. You got to be okay with not being okay. Be uncomfortable. Be brave enough to be bad at something new. Also, no one cares what you're doing. Scared to go to the gym because you don't want people to look at you? Trust me, they're not looking at you. They're looking at themselves in the mirror, and they're worried about what everybody else is thinking. Oops, wrong order. Sorry. Number 6, if you want to build relationships, listen. You got to save money. You have to. You have to save money. Spend 50% of your income on expenses you have to have, 30% on wants, and 20% on savings. Principle of just one. If you're having a hard time, you cannot even, depressed, sad, can't make your goals work, just 1 minute. Just one trash bag outside. Just do one thing. Just one. People trump things. Always. All the time. No matter what. And stop. And if you see something good, share it. And also be something good. Be something good. Also, I do have this free printable for you guys. These are family summer ideas, free or cheap. Free or cheap. In the description, there is a sign up, or not a sign up, like a link to download that. I'll also drop it here in the chat one more time, right there. I hope that's the right one. I hope that's the right one. That's for you guys. And then, you guys have any questions? You want to chat for a minute? We could chat for a minute. Let me drink my vitamin C here. Yes, I do tithe. 10% tithe plus assorted other giving. Yes. Any other Q&A? I'll also throw in, oh, I didn't do, here it is. Here it is. I'll also let you guys know that we are launching my membership group very, very soon. This is home management from a financial perspective. We will kick it off in the kitchen. It's going to be groceries. You want to save hundreds of dollars a month on your groceries? I can help you do that. 100% can help you do that. In fact, it's what I'm best at. So if you would like to be on the waiting list, that is the sign up for the waiting list. We're kicking it up in just the next few weeks. We're going to do the summer of declutter in the kitchen. It's going to be awesome. I can help you save hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I promise. There's this girl in my neighborhood who I just spoke with just this last week, and she is having a hard time, struggling with some depression, not cooking, eating out completely. I mean, I guess not eating out for everything, but eating out a lot. They've got a couple kids. She said that she was spending $700 a month on fast food eating out because she is not cooking. I could cut that in half. Cut it in half. Unreal. She's not ready for help yet, but if she is, I could slash the crap out of that budget. Okay, it's not a program in weeks. It's a monthly subscription, like a monthly membership. You just come and go whenever works for you. So we'll be constantly working on different things from a financial aspect. Sin City wants me to start a fitness, weight loss, lifting membership group. That sounds awesome. I guess I never thought anyone would join that. Who would be interested in that? Who would be interested in that? I don't know, guys. I do not know about that. I'm not sure. I feel like that's a really small group. Really, really small. I feel like this is a really important one to handle. So when I'm talking about not venting, I'm talking about non-toxic relationships. Non-toxic. My sister was married to a narcissist for 10 years. I understand toxic. I really, really do. And you need people. You have got to talk to people because you're going to need their help to get out of it. Like if you're going to be talking about it, you got to know that that's your first step to getting out of it. Like everyone that loves you is going to encourage you to leave. So you have to be prepared for that. Okay, what else we got? Sandy misses the fitness videos. So I started putting some videos on my old second channel. Do you remember that? Christina Unfiltered. I did one last week. I have another one coming up on Sunday. These are fitness based, like fitness adventure, also from a financial aspect, like how you can do them cheap. So you might like that over there, Christina Unfiltered. Let me see if I can even do it. Hold up. Can I share the link? I'm so bad at tech stuff. Oh my gosh. Why? Why is technology so hard? Clearly, I'm a Gen Xer. I'm actually in the transition between generations. Okay. That's the video. I just put it in the chat. That's the video I just did. Can you, does that make a link? Does that make a hyperlink? Hopefully. Okay. What other questions do we have? Oh, you want a finger update? I'll happy to tell you. I am 5 months. I'm 5 months post-cut. I have a scar. I don't even know if you can, you almost can't even see it anymore. Like, you almost can't even see it. Like this white, smooth section. I'm missing a fingerprint right there. So that's where the cut was. It was so bad, you guys. It was so bad. I would say right now I'm like 90 to 95%. It's still numb and tingly. It only hurts if I like hit it really hard, which is almost never. But it is spectacularly better. Still numb and tingly. I'm kind of waiting to see if like my nerves will regenerate over time and see if that goes away. The scar is still hard. It's still quite hard. So I am massaging it still, but I graduated from PT. So that was exciting. All right. What else we got in here? What else we got? No, it wasn't. So I had purchased like a brand spanking brand new knife from Sam's Club or something like that. And I wasn't cooking. I was opening a bag. You know, when you're like, oh, the scissors are too far away. I'll just use this knife and I'll like the bag. That's what I did. Like the knife got caught and popped up into my finger. So, if you're opening a bag, for the love of all that is holy, please use scissors. Please, for the love, use scissors. For the love. Okay. PT from my finger was awful. I cried a lot. It was incredibly painful and very frustrating. The things I could not do. Really, really frustrating. I cried a few times. And I learned the power of a great physical therapist. And then a not so great one. You got to have a lot of bedside manner to be a good one. My daughter is awesome. Awesome. She is doing so great. I miss the crap out of her. But she's so great. I was going to show you this. Hold, please. Hold, please. Hey, by the way, have you heard that like the younger generation doesn't like ellipses in like texts, the ... Did you know that? This is brand new information for me. Also, they don't like the thumbs up emoji. I don't understand. That's when you know you're old, when you're like, I don't understand this generation, right? That's me. Put me in the old generation now. I don't understand these youngins. It's hilarious. I was going to show you a quick picture of Haley. We were chatting. we were chatting, and when we're done with our phone calls, we always do the little heart. I do one and she does one. Isn't that cute? I was talking to her while I was hiking. I just thought it was so cute. I took a picture. Ah, she's the best. She's the best. Some people are dangerous with scissors too. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm on the cusp. I'm right in between the two generations. So I actually relate a lot more to Gen X, like from character traits than millennials. I don't my brother-in-law, Dave's youngest brother, he's a lot younger than Dave. He's like solidly millennial. Like he has all the millennial traits. And I'm way more Gen X than millennial. Dave is Gen X. Like officially. I'm right on the flip. The thumbs up reminds them of the FU emoji. There's an emoji for that? There's an emoji for that? See, this is why I shouldn't be on technology. I don't even know. No, your sister-in-law took 2 of her fingertips off on a mandolin slicer. Holy mother. I got rid of my mandolin. Did I tell you guys that? I decluttered a ton of kitchen stuff, a ton. And I got rid of a ton of like specialty items. So the mandolin was gone, the cherry pitter's gone, the cookie press is gone. I just got rid of all of it. And I love to cook, but I just had too much stuff. Okay, any other questions? What are you LOLing with the baby boomer? My parents are boomers. My parents and Dave's parents are baby boomers, so we were raised by that generation. Um, the last of the baby boomers. What's the birthday of the very end of the baby boomers? Was it? I don't have the dates in front of me. 65? Was it like 65 is the end of the boomers? Exennial. That's what I am. Kind of tech savvy, but pretty feral. Pretty feral. So here's what's hilarious. I was identifying generational shifts between generations. So I guess you could say I'm an exennial, okay? Because I'm right on the flip. And when I was like 13, I was like reading Stephen King novels, okay? And I have a couple of readers in my family. I don't know that they could get through a Stephen King novel. I don't know that they could. We've gone soft, people. If they can't read it, they've gone soft. Like by the time they're 14, they're all soft. Oh, man. 64 was the last boomer year. Yeah, my parents were born in the 50s. So total, it's smack dab in the boomer generation. When am I coming back to Florida? I wish. I love vacationing in Florida. Florida's amazing. I freaking love it. Oh, no. You're like my daughter's age. I could be your mom. I could literally be your mom. Isn't that funny? Yikes. Oh, hey, listen, we welcome all kinds here. I may not understand your book choices since you don't read Stephen King, but listen, Twilight is not Stephen King. Can we just agree on that? Oh, I could go down a whole book discussion. Wouldn't that be fun? Summer workout clothes. I tank tops and baggy shorts all the way. I hate spandex shorts for working out. I hate them. I hate them. I like baggy shorts. I don't want nobody looking at my legs. Thank you very much. We got a 1992. Yeah, my brother-in-law was born in 90, so solid millennial. Solid. Oh, you guys are so funny. Oh, where was it? I saw one and I lost it. Okay, I think I lost it. Yikes. If you had a question, post it again because I lost a few. Oh no. Hattie, born in 99. I graduated high school in 99. Hilarious. Yeah, you know what? Let's talk Stephen King novels. I I've read all the old ones, all of them, including Carrie, and then I read Christine because I have the same name. But I didn't think Carrie was that scary. I didn't think Pet Cemetery was that scary until I watched Carrie, and then I was like, "Oh, that's messed up." I stand by The Stand is one of the best novels ever written. Like Stephen King's The Stand is probably his hands down best novel. It is so good. It's long, but it's real good. Yeah, it's fantastic. Dave's read The Green Mile. He doesn't do a ton of novels, but The Green Mile is an easier, very easier to get through. All right, let's do some quick reminders. Let's do this one. This is just a free download for you guys. Should be in the description box. 50 free or cheap family things you can do with your kids that are not all digital, not all video games. And also, hopefully it's in the description box. If I did my tech right, it should be in the description box. And then I do have a waiting list for my membership group, which is opening soon. It is $15 a month. I guarantee you, I can save you hundreds of dollars a month. I guarantee it. If you are like your groceries are out of control, you don't know what to make for dinner, like your pantry's a mess, you can't cut costs, I am here to help you. I want you to have like an extra $500 in your budget. I want that for you, and I can help you do it. It's awesome. The link for this sign up should also be in the description. If it's not, I'll add it right after. Okay, so last reminders on that. Let's do a couple more questions because now we're talking books and it's just so fun. I just freaking love books. Okay, you can't figure out the tap function. So first of all, you need a card that has the tap function. First of all, so it will have, it's like the Wi-Fi signal on it, right? The tap function, it'll have that on it. If it is one, some of them are not. So they don't all work. Also, Walmart doesn't have a tap function. So the machine has to have a tap function. Not all of them do. And then each one is in a slightly different spot. So if you're going to if you're working with a cashier, you have to ask them like where on the screen it is because sometimes it's on the top and sometimes it's in the middle and sometimes it's on the right. So sometimes you just got to ask. Okay. How many books I read a month? I don't know. I'm not counting right now. It depends on the book. So, just for funsies, I invested in a Kindle, which I was anti-Kindle for a really long time. And then for Christmas this last year, I did my first cruise of my entire life. That was my kid's Christmas present. And I couldn't bring 12 novels with me in my bag. So I was like, freaking, but I can put 12 novels on that. So I use this for like planes, and I still prefer to hold a book, but this has kind of been awesome. So if I'm doing a quick read and I'm going to call, let's identify a quick read would be Frida McFadden is a quick read. Couple hours, done. Her books are so fun. Like if you want something easy that you're into right away, they're psychological thrillers and I'm trying to like guess how it's going to end. I'm always wrong. I can never get it right. I can blow through 3 of her books in 1 week, easy peasy. Okay. Right now, I'm reading. So here's my screen. Can you see? Right now, I'm reading this one, this Greg Olson, American Mother. He does true crime, and this is significantly longer. And I've been working on this book for a week, and I'm only halfway through. So it really depends on the book, like really, really depends. And then I also listen to books. So right now I am listening to The Anxious Generation right here by Jonathan Haidt. This is fabulous. This is fascinating. This is on Audible. It's brand new. It just came out like 2 months ago. And then what else is in my library on Audible? I put a few classics in here. I just finished Lauren Graham's Talking as Fast as I Can. And then I also downloaded Grateful American by Gary Sinise. It's like a memoir. I read Matthew Perry's memoir. Well, I listened to it. Holy sad. I don't know, 5 to 15, somewhere in there. It depends. I don't know. Okay. Twilight and Stephen King. Do not compare. Listen, I liked the Twilight books, not the movies. The movies were abysmal. But Bella's kind of a moron, right? Like, she's kind of dumb. Oh my gosh. You know what? I love Kuntz too. I've read, oh my gosh, so many. I can blow through his books quick. I'm trying to remember. Did he write Lightning? Like back in the 80s or the 90s? Was he the writer for Lightning? That's a fabulous book. So time travel, fascinating. My favorite novel of all time is the Ender's Game first 4 series. So Ender's Game, Speaker for the Dead, Xenocide, and Children of the Mind. Those 4 are probably like top. So fantastic. Okay. Oh, I hope you do join the group. I hope you do. Waiting list signups are in the description box. I will send an email when it launches. It is $15 a month for the basic plan. I'm not going to do an annual just so people can come and go as they please, however you want to do it. And then, oh, this is an interesting question. Multi-meal prep video. I'm wrapping up the last couple of days of my cooking out of my pantry and freezers for 30 days. I have 30 days of dinners in one video. It has been a beast to film. An absolute beast. Like, it's been a beast. Let's jump back to the books. Okay. When I'm reading and after 20 minutes, my mind starts to wander. So either the book's not that good, or perhaps you have ADD. And I only say that because my 15-year-old has ADD and he cannot just sit and read. He has to listen and follow along. That's the key for him, with no distractions. So he actually has to sit in a dark room and like with one light and nothing else. No phone, no TV, no people. And he'll listen and follow. So that's pretty interesting. How do you budget with someone who has a different mentality around money than yourself? I'm assuming you get like spender saver is what you're saying. Oh, do you hear that? Do you guys hear that? No? Hopefully you don't hear the water running upstairs. This is, if you're like a married couple or something, you have to sit down with them and be like, what are our goals together? And decide on goals that you both agree on and the steps to get there. So if you're like, you're going to do this because I said so, that's not going to work. That will not work. You have to agree on the goal and the steps to get there. And I will tell you that when you have goals and you work together, it's really hard to check up on each other because it feels like nagging. So there has to be a level of trust there that you're helping them in the best way that you can. You know what I'm saying? This is a fun question. What about my retirement with Dave? More travel? What else? So there's this couple that I know. Jane's been on my channel. It's Jane and her husband. They are 56 and they own several businesses, but they've offloaded a lot of the work by hiring managers. They own a lot of restaurants. Okay. So they've worked in them so hard that they don't have to be there every day anymore. Their life looks like this, and I kind of like it. So they get up and they go to the gym. They take their dogs on a walk, and then they go on some kind of adventure, whether that's a hike or a bike ride or to see family or with friends. And they're usually done with all of that around lunchtime. They'll come back, have lunch, and then they start working on their hobbies. Like she's a big gardener. She has a ton of chickens and she loves to tinker in the garden and the lawn. He builds things. So he does like woodworking and home reno projects. He repainted the garage recently. That was his big project. They make dinner together and they go to bed fairly early because they get up pretty early. Okay, that's their life. That's a day-to-day of their life. Now, because they own restaurants, he's still pretty hands-on in certain aspects, like an oven breaks and he'll run in and spend a week somewhere or whatever. But something like that, something that looks like that. I watch people do it in a way that I love it. So my other friend Suze is 68 and she's completely retired. All of her kids are married. And Suze is like the grandma that goes out with the grandkids. You know what I'm saying? So at least 1 week with each kid and their family. She's 5 kids. So that's 5 weeks a year minimum. It's actually probably closer to 2. 10 weeks a year minimum she's spending with her kids and her grandkids. It's kind of awesome. And she picked up golf. Her and her husband like go do golf dates. How cute is that? All right. I feel like I just missed a lot. A lot of questions while I was talking about that. I'm so sorry. I'm blaming it on my cold and the drugs. That's what I'm blaming it on. In fact, while I'm thinking about it, let me just take a swig here. It's got my vitamin C there. I probably need to go to bed really early and have some more Dayquil here in a minute. The group will be housed on Facebook. It will be within a Facebook group. And then I wanted to have another level that I was going to house on a platform online, but I don't like their live streaming feature like this, so we could do this. So I'm testing that as I might have to tweak that one. I might have to tweak it. How do you get your child to be involved in chores around the house during the summer without making it a chore? But it is a chore. Have you considered playing very loud music? Here's what I did. I made a summer chore list. It's on the it's not on the fridge. What am I saying? I have a cold. I'm a little fuzzy. Okay. It's on the wall in the kitchen. So the base chores are kitchen and living room based because it's the main area where everyone lives and everyone's in the kitchen a million times. Okay. I assign them out a day. So like on Monday, my youngest, Ryan, is in charge of clean dishes and putting all food away. He owns that chore. It's the entire day. He doesn't get an option. Monday's his day. If there's clean dishes, Ryan, there's clean dishes. Let's get on it. And mine are older. Okay. So they just need a reminder. If they're younger, you're probably going to have to help them a little. Okay. The download of summer activities on Instagram. That is smart. I didn't even think about that. Excuse me while I take a note here. I'm like the worst social media person ever. I don't even think about this stuff. Oh my gosh. What would I do without you guys? Instagram. Okay. Activity. Yes, yes, I will. In fact, put that there. Wow. If I didn't have you, I I cannot. Sometimes it amazes me at my lack of competence. I amaze myself. Oh my gosh. Wow. Oh my word. Should I be a librarian? No, I should not. I have some friends that are librarians. This is really funny. This couple across the street, he's a librarian at a college, and then she's the librarian at the elementary school. If you need a book, just go to their house. They have it all. Oh my gosh, that's funny. That's hilarious. I am in Louisiana. Where in Louisiana? I could go for po' boy right now. Totes. Shrimp, always shrimp, fully dressed. Yes. I like it spicy. Okay, here we go. This is a fascinating question. When we plan on downsizing, no, what? Can I read it all? Do I plan on downsizing when we become empty nesters or have a place for the kids? So here's our plan. I'll tell you the plan. We're going to stay in our current house for 5 years. In year 5, my youngest is a senior. Then we want to move away from the city. I actually want to do it now, but it's too convenient. It's too convenient with all the kids' activities, right? It's just too convenient. I want to move out a little bit. The house will probably be similar in size, but I am going to, I don't know if I can't imagine building one. That just feels like a lot. And um, there's not a lot for sale in my area. I don't know how that's going to work. I have no idea. That's a problem for future, Christine. So the goal is to have a place where, as my kids get married, we have a place for them to stay. I know that's not ideal. Ideally, like a separate apartment with a separate entrance would be ideal. But the housing these days, like, oh my gosh, I want to have a place where they have space and are comfortable coming back and bringing grandkids. A house that will, like, I can't think of the word, a house that will allow that. So when my mom built her house, she did that. She built her house with company in mind. So my mom's house is 3 levels. She built the main level for her to live on in case she needs to live on one level. The main level is hers. The basement is 2 guest bedrooms with a bathroom and a kitchenette and a laundry room. Okay, so when her sisters come to visit, when the grandkids come to stay for a weekend, they have all their own space. Like, they have a TV and a sectional and games. And when her sisters come to visit, they do their own laundry. They make their own coffee, like, downstairs. And then there's one extra one upstairs, with a bedroom, sitting area, and bathroom. But she did it for company, like, for people to visit. And it's awesome. Like, watching it and seeing how easy it is for people to come visit her is awesome. I would aspire to something like that. We don't know how that's going to play out. Maybe in 5 years, houses are going to be $10 million. So I don't know. Mary, born in 81, totally don't claim millennial. Yeah, I feel that. I feel it. Would I consider tapping into Canadian grocery prices? So I've looked at Canadian grocery ads, and Canada's a very large country. There's a lot of different demographics, big cities, small farms. Like, it's a lot like the US in that, where the prices will fluctuate depending on where you are. But I've looked at ads in Canada, and I thought they were super similar. super similar to mine. Maybe a hair higher, but that's Canadian, right? So it's got to come down a little. Oh my goodness. All right. Did I get all the questions? Oh, this is such a fascinating question. Um, I'll give you a tip. Okay. Yeah, labels can be super confusing. And did you know that labels are allowed to be 20% inaccurate on either end? Did you know that? There's a 20% leeway on labels. Here's, if you're looking at health, this is the most simple advice I can give you. Eat real food and avoid highly, highly processed. And what I mean by highly, highly processed is like Twinkies, probably breakfast cereal, a Snickers bar. Okay, this is highly processed. And instead, eat chicken and potatoes and broccoli and fruit, and yogurt's fine, you know, like just that switch, like highly, highly processed to just like simpler foods will go a really long way. That's probably the simplest advice I can give you. Oh, you guys, so many questions. My mixer is a Bosch universal mixer. Mine is 21 years old. They do not make the exact one now. Like my exact one, you can find it at a garage sale because they've like upgraded it. They do make the Bosch universal mixer. It is so expensive now. Like so expensive. I'm just gonna look. I don't even know. Oh my gosh. Wow. It is $469 on Amazon. What makes it amazing is the torque and the watts, but like mine's going strong. Mine will knead bread, like yeast dough, 12 pounds of dough. It's unreal. So mine was a wedding gift and several families went in on it together. So like it cut the price down quite significantly. Here's a link to the one on Amazon. I just put it in the chat. But it will last you 20 to 30 years. Like it will just go forever. Okie dokie. While I'm looking at the questions, let me take a little drink here. Oh my gosh, we've been on for almost 2 hours. What are you doing to me? I have to go finish my clean out the kitchen, cook for 30 days video, which is a monster. It's a monster of a video. When am I doing another Dollar Tree video? So here's the thing. You'll notice most of my Dollar Tree videos are food-based because I don't DIY. And I actually just ran into Dollar Tree yesterday. I did a quick little bloop. I was trying to see, I was like, are there great like name brand products, full-size products that accidentally show up? Because sometimes that happens. I didn't see nothing. The sodas, like the big sodas like this are up to $1.75. The food section looked very sad, not inspired at all. And so unless I can come up with enough content for like an entire video, I think I'm going to leave it for now. I think the Dollar Tree, I'm just going to leave it. Yeah, my membership group, it's housed on a Facebook group. We are going to be doing, I made a list. Let me see if I can find that. We are doing weekly challenges. Hang on, I gotta pull this up. Hang on. I'm trying to find my stuff. Okay, so every month we have a topic for the month. We're gonna have weekly videos and challenges. I'll be in there every single day answering comments. We'll be sharing together. We will do live workshops for budgeting, meal planning, cooking, pantry cleanouts, ad looking, all of that sort of thing we'll do together. We'll get a weekly email highlight of like what we did. Occasionally, we'll do like photo contests and challenges and polls and stuff like that. We will have live streams in there a few times a month. Okay. That's kind of what that's going to look like. Yeah, I agree. Dollar Tree stock has been lame. So, I mean, I go in, but if it's no good, it's no good. I'm not going to make a video just for the sake of making a video. And I'm definitely not going to do a DIY video. There's other channels for that. I'm not going to be doing that. You like it when I get personal? What? What? My kids are amazing. My kids are amazing. They're the best. I'm so excited school is over. I'm like so over. It's not even the schedule. I don't mind the schedule. It's I'm going to call it the waste of time. I've been like unimpressed with public school lately. I keep asking my kids, I was like, you want to do homeschool? That sounds awesome. And they're like, I miss my friends. So we haven't done it yet, but how am I doing without my daughter? You want the truth? Oh, shoot. I didn't mean to kick the camera. Do you want the truth? Truth time. Okay. I thought I was crazy until I spoke with my sister-in-law. Dave's sister and us, we have daughters that were the exact same age. So they both graduated high school at the same time. They both moved at the same time. Okay. I thought I was crazy until I went over to her house. We were just hanging out. I think we ended up having dinner with them at their house. We were just hanging out. Okay. And we were talking about like how she was doing with her daughter being gone. And I was talking about me with Haley being gone. And she said, I have never cried so much in my life. And I was like, oh, I'm not the crazy one. I thought I was crazy because I have never cried. I cried more in the first 2 months of her leaving than I have cried in the previous 40 years of my life. It was incredibly challenging. I'm getting better. I'm adjusting. It hits me at weird moments where I'm like, oh man, I'd love to hang out with her, you know? But it's my new normal. I've adjusted. What's really fun is my son, Andrew, who is 17, so he'll be a senior next year. So he's the next one out the door, he's kind of stepped up to be my hangout buddy where Haley used to be my hangout buddy. So I've really been enjoying like my hangout time with him. He's really funny. He is funny. He's really fun. And it's interesting. He reminds me of me. He's essentially me. He is so shy. Like when he goes to school, he is so shy. But at home, he's not like that. And I just wish he was comfortable enough for other people to see that side of him. Because he's super fun. He's so helpful and responsible. And if I could say anything about Andrew, it's that he just has a kind heart. He is the opposite of mean. He's not mean even a little. His two younger brothers can be, boys. But Andrew's just so kind. He's so kind and so much fun. We've been like, he's my reader. He's the one that wants to watch funny shows with me. It's amazing. I love my kids. They're the best. Yeah, I feel this. When I went into her room, her empty room to like box up some of the stuff that she left, I just sprawled across her bed and sobbed. I'm trying not to do it right now. It was there's no grief like the mom of a kid that just graduated high school and left. And so if you have friends like that, just check on them. Just check on them because your friends are not doing okay. I'm fine. I'm fine. They're doing what they're supposed to. That's the thing. When they leave, they're doing it right. You did it right as a parent, and they're doing it right as kids. And I just gotta not put my grief on her, you know? Not put my grief on her. Okay, let's switch to grocery hauls. That's more fun. Good old fashioned grocery haul. So I have a video coming out. I just finished filming it. What's the date today? Hang on. Pardon me while I check the date. I'm not reading text. I'm looking at the date. Okay. I don't think it comes out for a week or two, but it's all about like, it's this. So if you're not subscribed, you're going to miss it. You're going to miss it. Oh, this is hilarious. Stuck on a tropical island for 1 week and have to choose between Cass or Dawn. Okay, let's think about this strategically. Okay. Cass is going to distract me by telling hilarious stories and making me laugh, okay? But Dawn is going to be the take charge, let's make this work person. So I definitely can't pick. Well, which one would you rather have? The person that's going to make beds and, kill the animals, or the one that's going to make you laugh and not realize time is passing? Oh, man. Okay, last final questions. My kids are home from school. It was their last day of school today, so I'm going to give you 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes. Here we go. Do my sons like to be on video? So my sons would be on video. It doesn't bother them. I don't put them on video very often. First of all, I film when they're at school. Second of all, people on the internet who are not you guys, like you guys are super nice, but there's other people who are really, really vicious. And it's my job as a parent to protect them as much as I can. So it's not that they don't want to do it, or it's not that I don't think they would be fine on camera. It's really for the protection of minors, honestly. So that's, if I could go back and redo it, I probably wouldn't have put them on camera ever. And I was super naive at the beginning. I just thought everybody was kind, and that is not what turned out to be the case, unfortunately. Okie dokie. Calling last questions here at the end. Let's just do a quick reminder. We've got our freebie printable here about family summer ideas for you and your kids that are free or very inexpensive. They're not all free, but a lot of them are free. And then last call for waiting list for my membership group. This will be launching here in the next few weeks, all about saving money, managing your financial house in all aspects. We're going to kick it off in the kitchen with groceries. If you want to do that, those links should be in the doobly-doo. I do not have a P.O. box. I used to, but I turned it off. Mostly because I thought it was super nice. You guys would send me things, gifts, but I also don't want you to feel like you have to. Like, I don't need you to send me gifts. You hanging out with me is gift enough for me. So I actually shut down the P.O. box completely. Don't have it anymore. Okay, we are wrapping it up. Happy Memorial Day weekend. Our weather does not look great. We have no plans. We're just gonna kind of hang out. You know what I am gonna do? Should I film this? I was going to go through my son's rooms and hush them. Does that sound familiar? Do you guys watch Dawn's videos? I saw Dawn, she called it hushing her son's room. And I was like, I love it. I need to hush my kids' rooms. Like, we need to just take everything out. Everything out. We got to go through their clothes, everything they've grown out of. Why do teenage boys grow so fast? I mean, really. Figure out a summer wardrobe, declutter. I cannot have messy kids' rooms all summer. I just can't. So I'm thinking about doing that this weekend. That feels fun to me. I like the total purge and start over. It feels fresh, feels new. So that's what I'm working on this weekend. Yeah, maybe I'll film it. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. It was awesome hanging out with you guys for so long today. I appreciate you hanging with me. I'm really excited about the membership group. I think it will change your life if you want to save a ton and you just need some extra guidance. I'm here to help you. So all of that information and the freebie printable all down below. And have a great weekend. Have a great weekend. And I will see you in the next video.